Let's go with the next question, which is the Restore Rundberg initiative began with a federal grant to reduce crime and improve community safety with the required creation of cross-sector, community-based partnerships. The community-driven project, in partnership with the Austin Police Department, the City of Austin, and the University of Texas, has begun addressing the quality of life, health, safety, education, and well-being of individuals living and working in the Rundberg area. How will you support the progress of the Restore Rundberg initiative?
Question. Can you hear me? There we go. Well, I totally support community-driven response to it, and I try to encourage people to do that. I have been active with the Restore Rundberg Project since last summer, and that was before I moved back into the district. Like I said, North Austin was my home for the majority of my life, so the area is important. This is my high school, so it falls in the area. It's important to me. Too many people have been left out of the loop. They've been left away from the table, out of the conversation. I made that known last summer, that I think it's great what they're doing. Thousands of hours, volunteer hours from the team and the community, but there's still too many people left out. I encourage people, anybody I meet when I go to different places, regardless if it's school district, healthcare, or city council for some random item, if I know there's people who can benefit us here in this area, I get their name and number, I get their email, I encourage them to come and be a participant or a community partner to help build the social capital as well as the financial capital that we need. When we had a healthcare priority identified, I told them about the Southeast Health and Wellness Clinic at the old VA outpatient clinic. I was one of the community leaders that came in on the ground up for that. I helped bring in Central Health by inviting Katrina to take part in it. I contact the board of managers and executive leadership of Central Health on a regular basis. And like I said, this community matters to me. It's important that we not get left out because the proverbial powers that be have done that to us for too long. We need more people involved.
I'm just checking. Okay. Yeah, I guess I put it over here now. It doesn't like it. It does not like it. Okay. Yeah, no, I support Rundberg. The one thing I am worried about, years ago I was working, the church that I belong to is down in St. Ignatius, just down there off of Congress and Old Tour. And a long time ago that they were cleaning up South Congress. And in the old days, South Congress used to have a different type of flair, and nowadays it has a whole. You like that? You need me next to me, young lady. And basically, they have now come. I just don't like these mics. Not the bag. Let me get back. I am worried that once we do clean up Rundberg, we're going to end up bringing in different businesses, which, to be honest with you, I do like. But I'm worried about losing what I would say is the attitude or the feeling. We need to keep it. The other bad thing is property taxes are probably going to go up because we're bringing in different types of industries. So I'm supporting it, and I have 15 seconds, but I'll let y'all all know. And I'm so screwed up, let's keep bouncing the mic.
Hello? Okay, so I'm going to make sure it's working. Restore Rundberg is a great initiative. The $1 million grant received for Restore Rundberg is going a long way. You know, this group of people are volunteers on their own time trying to make a better District 4. It's going to be a great model for the future. This model, it should be replicated down the lines that would help out all parts of Austin. We need to collaborate with other nonprofits in the future in order for them to work with one of the 4 initiatives that Restore would come up with. The city needs to provide monies to provide more programs and more initiatives within Restore Rundberg, so this group can basically further explore other ways of improving, not just for, but later down the road, Austin. Restore Rundberg is something that people see, and people see that it can be valued, not just for us, but all around the state of Texas if we do it right. With the commitment of the community and public safety, that can happen. We just got to make sure that it's going in the right direction, but with the people involved, with the community, it will. Thank you.
Years ago, before Restore Rundberg was started, there was a planned march for the neighborhood. I live actually off Rutland, which is one street over from Rundberg. And it was kind of a take back the night type of walk that a lot of the neighbors did, just because they were tired of a lot of the crime that was going on. And I remember being involved with that walk, and I had just moved into my house and I didn't really know anyone, and I was a little bit afraid, but I went anyway because I really wanted my neighborhood to be safe. And when we talk about Restore Rundberg, I think one of the best things about that project is that it has brought the community together. And I think when you have a strong community, safety lives in a strong community. When I grew up, in the summer, we were kids, we ran all over the neighborhood and never was a parent at home, but we were safe because we were in a community. So I think that to continue the work that Restore Rundberg has done, we need to make sure that we're engaging and involving the community, because that is what is going to make that project continue and continue to be strong. At the YMCA, we've become a safe place for a lot of the community, for kids. We have computers, we have the basketball court, we have a place for the neighborhood and the community to come and be a part of. I think we need to expand that. Our library needs some real help, but I think all of the things that are happening in this community, for it to be turned around, we really need to make sure that all of us are involved and engaged as community members in supporting Restore Rundberg.
I could probably talk all day about Restore Rundberg. I think what sets me apart from the candidates that are up here is that I believe in this initiative that we started working on several years ago. We've seen, we had a rocky start, and I'm pretty sure there's team members here in the audience that will kind of say that we did have a rocky start, but once we started working together, we were able to come in as a team. And as co-chair, we were able to identify different priorities that we started working here in the community to make this a better place for everybody. We definitely need to get more community involvement. I think that's just the process, that we have to make sure that we have buy-in from all of the neighbors. I would definitely continue to support it by providing management tools and technical support, both to APD and the Restore Rundberg Revitalization Team. We need to get as much support as we can. The work that we're doing is all grassroots. It's the neighbors meeting at our house, at different places, and making sure that we're all coming together and making this a better place. And that's one of the things is that I've been working on this program initiative since the beginning. We need to find a way to make sure that we make it sustainable and that it doesn't end when the grant ends. That we are able to continue working as neighbors and coming together, cleaning up the neighborhoods. When we go out and clean up the neighborhoods, we have former gangbangers who we used to terrorize our streets, who are now part of the team and are actually coming out and talking to the kids so they can stay in school and be successful in the long term.
I think the Restore Rundberg team and grant has been an absolute precious gift to this community. I'm on the team, I'm one of the priority leaders, and back in December we met at my house and defined the 4 community priorities that we're operating off of right now, and it's absolutely been a gift. And I would completely support any of the initiatives that we've come up with Restore Rundberg going forward. I want to go back a little bit because this is really incredibly important about the homestead exemption, and I want to disagree with my opponent Greg just a little bit on this. And a 20% homestead exemption should not be held hostage with waiting for the utility department to figure out what fee we can reduce. There needs to be a lot of work because some of these fees are very specific on where they go, and we have to do the work on that. And I will not hold $3 million worth of savings for this community waiting on the utility department to figure out what we can do. Today, in this moment, we can save $3 million for District 4, and we can use that money however we want to. savings accounts, we can use it for college, we can do what we want, small business investments. So I'm going to be, really pushing hard for this 20% homestead exemption, which we can do in this moment by cutting these subsidies to these corporations. We don't have to wait. Thank you.
The Restore Rundberg initiative has really brought many community members together to speak their voice about what this community needs, to be able to identify and meet our own needs. And that's what I think has been so critical about the grant, is bringing a community organizing, or funding and seeding community organizing here in this area. I'm dedicated to making sure that it remains a part of the city budget, since it is just a short-term grant, that it becomes integrated into the city budget so that we can continue that organizing push. I also think that it's critical for the police department and law enforcement to be part of that community organizing, and that's why we need more Spanish-speaking officers and multilingual officers for our area. I recently went on a ride with APD from 3 p.m. until 3 a.m. I was supposed to just be observing, but instead I got put to work. I was translating all day and late into the night, even during a domestic dispute, because of the 5 officers assigned to patrol this area, only one of them was a fluent Spanish speaker. He's Korean American, but from Houston, good Houstonian, so he knew Spanish. So he and I were doing translation work all day. It's also critical that we make sure that we fund, as the city, actually listen to and implement the policies that are being put forward by community members putting in their volunteer time, including after-school programs for this area. Prime Time After School is an excellent program funded by the city for AISD, but it doesn't exist north of 183, so we need to support and push for that, along with code enforcement. We need to make sure that we have adequate protections for folks to make complaints to code and bring our properties into compliance.
I absolutely agree that we need to find a sustainable home for Restore Rundberg. It's off to a great start and is making great strides. APD has gotten the project off on the right foot, and I think we need to find a way to make it more inclusive and open to more people in the community. I think that's been one of the struggles of Restore Rundberg. There's been an effort to make it more inclusive, but I think we need to go beyond the folks who are currently involved. As Monica mentioned, she engaged me and Central Health in Restore Rundberg on one of the priorities. We've been looking at the healthcare needs of the community, and I think engaging other governmental organizations in the effort of Restore Rundberg is going to be important, including AISD and ACC. Improving the conditions of the community goes beyond just one entity. Again, APD has done a great job, but I think we can engage more of the city and other organizations to further help the initiative. And I want to see us put in place some goals and measurable outcomes and really establish some metrics where we can evaluate the process as we move forward.